One Piece is notoriously known for two things: its world building and how long it is, having over 1,000 chapters. Starting back in July of 1997, the series has been ongoing ever since and continues to grow in popularity, as there's no real sign of it stopping anytime soon, despite the fact that Oda does state that it will end in the next few years. To surprise many of you, there are series longer than One Piece. Today I'm going to talk about two of them specifically, and if this video does well enough, I'll probably bring this back for a volume 2. Written by Gosho Aoyama in 1994, it follows the story of Shinichi Kudo, a high school detective turned into a little boy after one of his mysteries gone awry. Each chapter is much akin to the older Sherlock Holmes stories, having their own story to be told as he solves mysteries throughout each chapter, as it's a very episodic series. It has very likable characters, especially Shinichi Kudo, as being one of the best detectives in fiction, as many people know him as. Western audiences might know this series as Case Closed, as well as the main character being known as Jimmy Kudo. This is thanks to the Funimation dub that came out in the mid-2000s, as it aired on Adult Swim. Adult Swim only aired 50 episodes of this dub. Due to the low ratings, they later canceled the series. Funimation would continue the series with DVD sales, but even then, they'd also cancel the series as the DVD sales did not warrant enough space or time to continue the dub. Last year, Tubi started airing their own dub of the series, which started on episode 964 and is currently up to 1017. In all honesty, Detective Conan is the worst case scenario for One Piece if it never bounced back from the 4Kids dub. The Funimation dub for Case Closed is one of the worst, if not the worst dub that Funimation ever did, and it didn't help that it was airing on Adult Swim, despite the fact that everywhere else in the world, Case Closed is advertised as a series for everyone. Similar to 4Kids dubs, the series did not need to be localized as much as Funimation did. It also doesn't help that now the series is so far ahead that there's no reason to really try to dub anything before a certain point, as the series is too far ahead to even start at certain points, which is why Tubi opted to just start way later to the series instead of starting all over. Do I think Detective Conan can ever bounce back from this? I don't know. Unfortunately, it's a series that's just way too long for its own good, and it will never really get the full adaptation or localization that other series like a Dragon Ball or even One Piece gets nowadays. With that being said, time to move on to... Starting back in September of 1989, written and illustrated by Georgie Marakawa, Hajime no Ippo is a story about the young boxer named Ippo looking to become the world's greatest boxer. Out the gate, this series is a classic, and anybody that knows about the series will rave about it and say that it's one of the best sports anime/manga of all time. The series has over 1,400 chapters, and many people forget that this series is still going on today. The manga has had 3 major anime adaptations, a movie, as well as an OVA series. The reason why Hajime no Ippo isn't as popular as other series isn't because the same reasons as Detective Conan. It's had some solid adaptations. The problem is, it's a sports anime. Sports anime are really hard to market, as it's really hard to cross two niches such as anime and sports. Depending on the sport also matters too, and the decade that it came out. Series like Slam Dunk, which came out during the 90s when basketball became a global phenomenon, really helped push the sales of that series and the popularity of it. Same thing with Haikyuu in the middle of the 2010s. Volleyball finally got a huge push, also popularizing it as well. We've seen this far more recently with Baki being very helped out by the rise in MMA and helping people really be into that series, as well as Blue Lock getting a huge push from the Olympics that the year it came out. Well, unfortunately with Hajime no Ippo, boxing hasn't really been as popular as it once was, thus the decline of the series' popularity in the West, as well as the fact that there's nowhere to legally watch the first season.
I could see this series getting more popular if boxing becomes a huge thing once again, as well as if a high-tier streaming platform decided to add it to its catalog. Overall, Hajime no Ippo is a series that is a classic to many, but will probably never reach the heights that its modern contemporaries have due to its age and length. That being said, these two series show just how much of an anomaly One Piece is. We may never see another series like in our lifetimes, but remember, it isn't the king of length. This has been Menem, and hope you have a good day, and I'll see you next time.
Your little shawty, what's your time? Oh, you like a nigga who can vibe? Like it when I pull up at night. Tell me that it's gonna be alright. Shining like a star so bright. I could be the shoulder that you cry.